It's a good fight right here. This was a good fight, man. Unbelievable. Wow. Some good punches, boy. Hmm.
Best punch of the fight for Wilder, who's alive, and he snapped another right hand. And all of a sudden, Wilder has come to life.
Okay. Okay. Dang.
Is this the end of Deontay?
Ah, man.
He's gone. He's not making this count, son. This fight is finished. It's over.
Deontay Wilder is finally gonna retire, man. I feel like he had a good career. You know what I mean? I definitely was a fan of his work, even though he only had that one punch. You know what I mean? That power punch, you know what I'm saying? But same like the Ryan Garcias, you know what I mean? There's only a few guys that come in the boxing game that did it since they was a kid. They got a super high IQ, like a, you know what I mean, a Tank Davis, you know, a Shakur, people like that, Floyd Mayweather's, and Terrence Crawford. So a lot of boxers that they did it coming out the womb type of thing, man. You know what I mean? When I look at him, Deontay Wilder or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I felt like his whole career he relied on that one punch. You know what I mean? And I felt like he didn't have an arsenal of weapons that he could throw at a lot of people. That's why he had a tough match against Tyson Fury, you know what I mean, who had a combination of different things that he could bring out of his toolbox. You know what I mean? And like I said before, he had a good career. He had the belt, I mean, for 5 years, you know what I mean? He put in some pain out there in the boxing ring, especially for him starting out late, you know what I mean, then making a name in boxing, you know what I mean? But like I said before, everybody can't be Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you will have a different direction and a different career type of thing, not to make that to take away from your greatness, you know what I'm saying? We all look at Mike Tyson is great, Ali is great, and they all took losses, you know what I mean? Floyd may have never took a loss, you know what I mean? But I feel like those guys still had great careers, you know what I mean? Wins and losses, you know what I mean? The back in the old days, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't a big deal. Nowadays, you got to be undefeated, you know what I mean, to be marketable, you know what I mean, especially of our culture. I think Hispanic culture is completely different, you know what I mean? Canelo can lose and people still love him. Ryan Garcia can lose and they'll still love him, you know what I'm saying? But within our culture, I feel like now that Floyd set a standard of excellence, of not losing, of being the champ and never taking the L. You know what I mean? But you gotta think, Floyd is one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. You know what I mean? And then we're looking at people with high IQs when they come to the boxing ring. You talking about Tank Davis, you know what I mean? Shakur, guys like that. You know what I mean? But I always looked at, when I watch Devin Haney fights, I watch Wilder fights, I feel like they take a lot of hits, man. You know what I mean? I don't feel like their defense is to the standards that it should be at. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what happened with him, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a dead, especially when you in the heavyweight, one little punch, man, will get you up out of there, man, or daze you and you can't recover. And that's what happened to him. You know what I mean? I know he was talking about retiring if he lost this fight, and it might be a good decision for him. I wouldn't suggest he retire. I would love to see him fight again, do a couple of tune-up fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I feel like he still got a lot of greatness into him. You know what I mean? Sharpening up some more skill sets. You know what I mean? Learning how to be more defensive. You know what I mean? And just adding extra things to his arsenal. A lot of people want him to retire. He said himself he wanted to retire after he took this loss. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's still some more greatness in him. You know what I mean? I really felt like he didn't get an opportunity to flourish in his era, in his name, you know what I mean, all the way. I feel like the Tyson Fury trilogy, you know what I mean, kind of took away where it would have been his era, you know what I mean, after he took that, the draw, the losses and stuff like that. And they say a lot of times when a fighter come back from them big losses like that, they don't never be the same. And I think a lot of people can say that right now for Deontay Wilder, you know what I mean? So it's crazy to see him go down like this, man. We used to seeing him putting people on the canvas now. I mean, not being put down himself. You know what I'm saying? So, but I still feel like he a great fighter. I still salute him for going out there, putting on his shields and just fighting hard as he could. You know what I mean? Dedicate himself. I mean, but I feel like there's a lot more to learn. Boxing is very, very technical, man. It's an IQ sport because you by yourself. You got to be at the highest IQ. You got to have good defense, you know what I mean, and very good ring awareness. Something that you see from like a Terrence Crawford and I mean Floyd Mayweather, guys at a greater standards that have been doing this since they was young kids. They kind of got there, but I feel like being that he started so late, there's a lot of skill sets that's automatic for those boxers like a Floyd or a Terrence or a Tank. You know what I mean? That's why people underestimate how great Tank is IQ wise and ring awareness. You know what I mean? People underestimate how he see the ring and how he see things. And I think if you really pay attention, like I said, I ain't no boxing analyst or nothing like that, but when you pay attention to him, bro, he's setting up things. He's strategizing things. And you can't just, you have to be able to do those things quick, fast, in a hurry. And if you prepare since a young kid, you able to know what levels to turn on and off and how to get there, how to get, you know what I'm saying? It's different ways how to set this and that up. You know what I mean? I feel like Wagner, he depended on that one punch for so long, man. People just kind of picked up on the tape and seen what he was doing, and they figured him out, man. No different from watching football and Lamar Jackson, and people started to figure out Lamar or figure out different players when they watch tape on you. You know what I'm saying? So he just got to go back in that toolbox, sharpen it up, and then come back. Maybe take a year off or something like that and really go back to his craft and really learn some new things. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes, man. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't want him to retire with a loss. I would love to see him retire with a win, no matter the circumstances. Get a couple of tune-up fights and really sharpen his craft real good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I hate to see my man take this ill like this, bro. It's crazy, G. But salute to him, though, man, and his family, man. It's a great thing he get to lead the ring healthy, you know what I mean, all put together, you know what I'm saying? But much love, G. I'm out.